So, just like the last episode, we got another hyper episode. So, welcome to my review for Dragon Ball Daima episode 19. And in this episode, I was right. Gloria does end up betraying Irene in this episode and he turns everybody back into adults. Now, I just want to mention this is the reason why I'm calling Irene 2 is why I'm calling her Irene. Now, I heard a rumor that in the English dub, they're gonna call her Irene, not Irene Sue, because not only that is why I believe that is because now I could be wrong, like I said, but the reason why I believe that is because when it comes to the English dub, everything that has like a Sue at the end, like the SU, usually they cut that out in names or a name of attacks and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but that's usually what happens, which is why I'm calling her Irene instead of Irene Sue. But I might be wrong about that, but we'll see what happens until they announce her actual name. But that's the rumor that I've heard. So anyway, actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't have started saying her name like that because with the English dub, if it does come out, it's already, I think it's like 4 episodes in, but with the English dub, if they do start calling her Irene Sue, I want to sound like a complete idiot saying her name Irene. So I probably shouldn't have based it off rumors that maybe that's the way they're gonna say her name. But I want to cut that habit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pronounce names the way it is in Japanese if there's not official name for the English dub yet. So that's what I'll be doing from now on. I'll be pronouncing the names in Japanese if we have no English variant of that name. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. So yeah. That's why I was calling her Irene. So anyway, moving on. So what I found interesting after he makes this wish is that Irene Sue tells him that, don't you remember what I did for you? What? But I wonder what that, you know what, I do wonder what Irene Sue actually did for him. So I wonder what that's about. But anyway, after that, she goes, "You're fired," you know, and that's it. And Gloria, he basically joins up with Goku and his team. And what happens now that they're adults is that Vegeta now steps up to the plate, right? And when Vegeta is fighting in base form, he's doing very well against Goma. He's doing very well. Like he's actually doing some damage even in his base form because, like, now that they're adults, you know, they got all their power back, right? Because when they got turned into kids, they got nerfed, right? Or they would have gotten nerfed a lot. Now I know this is an anime, but they kind of add a little bit of reality into this because it is very different compared to when you're a kid and an adult. Because as an adult, you're more matured, your body's more mature, your body's much stronger, and obviously you're gonna be you know, much more powerful than you are as a little kid. So that's pretty much what happens here. Like Vegeta is much more powerful than he was before because he's taking on Goma in his base form right now. And if you're a Vegeta fan, you're gonna love this episode because Vegeta actually takes up most of this episode, right? So he does end up going Super Saiyan and then into Super Saiyan 3. So yes, we do get to see Vegeta in his adult body going into Super Saiyan 3. And yeah, in Super Saiyan 3, he pummels Goma around, like punches him into rocks. I think there's a point where they get into like a beam struggle, like Vegeta's doing the final flash, like a full powered final flash, and Goma's doing his attack, and Vegeta actually beats the beam struggle, and then he sends Goma into the sky, like above the clouds, and all these light it looks like almost like a nuclear explosion behind the clouds, which actually looks pretty good. And it looked like, you know, he did like a lot of damage to him, but obviously because of the third eye, because the third eye is so OP, man, in this series. He basically, like, he's able to tank it somewhat. So now during this fight is Irene Sue. She basically tells Ku to go and get the Book of Magic to see how they could take off the third eye because this thing is too powerful, right? So that's what it does. It brings back the Book of Magic. With his help, she finds the right page. He goes, and then she tells everybody, look, you got to hit him 3 times behind the head for that eye to come out, right? Because this thing is so powerful, we got to get the eye out of him. And you know what this reminds me of? if you played any RPG game before and you fight, when you come up against some of these bosses, you do have to use some type of trick to defeat them. Like, you know what I mean? If you play an JRPG before, they usually this type of thing, and you reminded me of that, which is kind of wacky. But like I was saying at the beginning of Dragon Ball Daima, is that this does remind me of an RPG or JRPG story from a game. So yeah, so it looks like there is a theme of that going on here with the third eye, the way they're going to take it out. But anyway, so now that they know this, Goku wants to switch out with Vegeta, right? And obviously Vegeta is refusing, like, oh, I'm going to take him on. But then, now this part's wacky, but Bulma comes up and she starts yelling, Vegeta, if you don't switch with Goku, I'm not going to take baths with you anymore. And Vegeta, this is like completely surprises Vegeta, and he flies back to them and goes, all right, you go, Kakarot, you go. Like, what the hell are these two been doing? Like, are they into some really kinky shit, you know? Anyway, it was freaking wacky, but it is what it is. So anyway, now Goku steps up and confronts Goma. Now, what happens here is that Goku, he actually gives demonstration, like his Super Saiyan demonstrations to Goma to explain what Super Saiyan is. Kind of like what he did with Majin Buu. So what happens is that now this part, by the way, this sequence is the best animation I've ever seen, not only in Dragon Ball, but the best animation I've actually seen in any anime. But the best animation. The animators who did this scene need a pay rise because they did it so well. I don't even know how you can top this. The best animation I've ever seen. But anyway, Goku powers up to Super Saiyan and goes, this is Super Saiyan. Then powers up to Super Saiyan 2, and then he goes, this is Super Saiyan 2, right? And then he does that long power up to get to Super Saiyan 3, right? So he does about, the ground starts shaking, the lights go everywhere. Best, like I said, best animation I've ever seen in Dragon Ball ever. Like even in any anime really, like I said before. But yeah, he powers up to Super Saiyan 3, and he said, this is Super Saiyan 3, right? He go, and Goma goes, what are you, this is useless. He goes, and then Goku goes, hang on, there's one more. And he said, and specifically he says, and this is. Now he starts doing a huge power up. He keeps powering up. His eyes start turning red. And what's a bit unnecessary in my opinion, but he rips off his shirt, which in Super Saiyan 4, because he grows the hair, the fur, sorry, grows the fur. Like I think it was a bit unnecessary, but they did it anyway. But it's still, this sequence looked really good, right? So yeah, he powers up into Super Saiyan 4. So yes, we get to see adult Goku in Super Saiyan 4 in that form. And yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that we saw. Now, I did say the thing that I didn't like the arms, the way the arms are, because they kind of look big. But in his adult form, it doesn't look that bad. Only his hands look a bit big, right? But it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks a lot better in his adult form compared to when he was a kid. So yeah, I do love it, the way it looks as an adult form. When he completes the transformation, he gets into he moves around a little bit, and that's where the episode ends. And yeah, this episode, the best animation I've ever seen. Like Dragon Ball cannot get any better than this, I think. But yeah, you know what? When Dragon Ball Super comes out, hopefully they can animate like this, but whoever did the animation for this, like I said, they need a pay rise, and they did a very good job with this animation. They really did. Now, because Goku said, and this is, and then transforms into Super Saiyan 4, we are going to get the official name in the next episode. We are going to get the official name, because that's what he said, and this is powers up, and then he, when he completes power part, that's where the episode ends. So we're definitely going to get the name in the next episode, which is actually the final episode in Dragon Ball Daima. Now, I originally said that maybe it'll be around 26, but episode 20 is the last episode. So next episode is the last episode. But yeah, I think we are going to get the official name. Now, the reason why everybody keeps calling it Super Saiyan 4, because obviously this is like a transformation from GT, right? Because it looks very, very similar. Now, the name could change, but I can tell you is that internally, in Toei, they are calling this Super Saiyan 4. So maybe they will leave the name Super Saiyan 4, but we have to wait and see in the next episode. But hopefully we do get the name drop and they tell us, this is Super Saiyan 4. Right, but now when it comes to the design, I'm not sure which one I like better. Do I like GT Super Saiyan 4 or this one? I don't know. there are some things that I do prefer GT, like some things, like especially like you know the yellow eyes, and this one does look good as well. But if I could change, not if I could change, but I think there's how do I say? It doesn't look like Dragon Ball Daima doesn't look too bad, but there are little things that I don't like about it. Like let's say you know with the big hands, if they maybe like I understand what they were going with the big hands because it's kind of like a gorilla. Now originally I said maybe there was a pun on on a monkey, like because you know you got the big forearms and the hands. But when he's an adult, when he transformed to Super Saiyan 4, his arms, his forearms don't look too bad. Like he's got big arms now, but it's not too bad. But it's only his hands that look a bit big. Now, this is obviously like this is the way gorillas look. So I'm pretty sure this is the way they're going. But yeah. Anyway, so like I said, I don't know which one I prefer more. Like if it's GT or this one, I'm not sure. But the only thing I like better is that in GT he has the like the goldish or yellow eyes. If you guys know what I mean, that's the only thing I would say. But yeah, I'm not sure which one I like better. But anyway, maybe this form will grow on me. Who knows? So, and not only that, like, how are they gonna justify this going into Dragon Ball Super? Like, what's gonna be the excuse? Like, are they gonna get memory wiped? Because here's the thing: I was reading a theory on X, is that someone said this that because you know how the dragon is like a red dragon is based off the dragon in GT, you know, the one with the Black Star Dragon Balls, yeah. Now, when you in GT, when you use those Dragon Balls, when you make a wish, you gotta bring the Dragon Balls back to that planet, otherwise the planet will blow up, right? So there's a theory going around that is that maybe there is a similar consequence to this, but the consequence instead is going to be that maybe whoever uses the Dragon Balls or whoever like associated with like whatever the wish is, they're gonna get a memory wipe. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Now that theory does make sense, but we have to wait and see. But the thing is that how else are they gonna justify this? Like, why doesn't he use Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Super? We're just gonna have to wait and see what the explanation is. So anyway, that's enough from me. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And yeah, thank you for watching. And I can't wait to see the final episode, the way this is going to go down. Also, the fusion bugs. They're obviously going to get used in the next episode. Because I've been hyping that up for a while now.